All right, everybody. I'm going to need you to repeat after me. I am Sofa King.
Sofa King.
We Todd Ed.
We Todd Ed.
Now say it all together very fast.
I am Sofa King.
We
Todd Ed.
Haha, I made you say a very funny thing. Welcome to the Men of ZEN podcast, an animation research podcast. My name is Brent.
I'm Master Phil, a.k.a. Phil Wad, a.k.a. Phil Lock.
I'm Aiden.
Today we're talking about one of my fucking favorite TV shows, one of Phil's favorite fucking TV shows. I don't know if Aiden ever gave a shit about this show or not.
I liked it a lot.
But dude, fucking Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Number one in the hood, G.
Number one in the hood, G. Now, damn, this show was my entire fucking trip through high school was this show. I shit you not. There was a legitimate year where I put in disc after disc after disc of the DVDs into Aqua Teen Hunger Force into my DVD player. I watched nothing but Aqua Teen for a year.
Oh yeah.
And there would be nights where I wake up in the middle of the night and the fucking the song on the menu of the DVD would be playing and I would be like, shut the fuck up.
I know. I feel that.
Holy shit.
I feel that.
It was ridiculous, but man, I have nothing but praise for this show. It's so good. An American cartoon written and created by Dave Willis and Matt Malaro. The series centers on the surreal adventures and antics of three anthropomorphic fast food items. Master Shake, who is a selfish, self-contradictory, pathologically lying milkshake. Frylock, an intelligent, usually logical, well-meaning box of French fries. And Meatwad, a shape-shifting, childlike, somewhat simple-minded ball of ground meat. Now, I will say, Meatwad is my favorite. The burn is in your mind. Like he's the fucking reason for the season. He's dumb as shit. He sleeps on a grill.
Meatwad gets the honeys, G.
Dude, he's so fucking funny. And Dave and Matt both voice so many of the characters on this show, along with other people like H. John Benjamin, who does Mothman.
Yes.
Who is the fucking best.
George Lowe is on this.
Dude, there's so it's oh my god, this entire show was so
ahead of its time.
Yeah, well, that and I don't know, not even necessarily ahead of its time, but it knew exactly what it wanted to be to target the people that it wanted to target, which was teenagers to young adults, fucking at 11 o'clock at night who had nothing better to do but either stay up way too late or fucking, I don't know, man, that was really about it. If you were just up late on Adult Swim, Aqua Teen was there for you at 11 o'clock on the hour, and I think that ran for I think they normally went from 11 to 11:30 because this was one of those shows that was only 11 minutes an episode.
And they did 2-episode segments.
Yeah, they would do the small episode segments, and they're so fucking good. Now,
Aqua Teen was there for me when my parents weren't.
In so many ways. Holy shit. I can't not think about this show on a daily basis. Every day something comes up that reminds me of this show.
How often do we, when we hang out as a group, we throw out quotes from Aqua Teen?
Constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly. I don't think a single day goes by where I don't do something in Meatwad's voice. Oh, damn it. I just want to die. Please kill me.
Bland.
Bland. So these three fucking fast food items, they live together like relatives. They rarely ever get along with their with their simple-minded human neighbor, Carl Bertanananaluski.
It's Bertanananaluski!
Carl's my favorite character, by the way.
He's a middle-aged, balding, boorish, sex-crazy sports fanatic.
Who loves Boston!
And he knows how to rock. Whittly, 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 way. That's rocking, baby.
Hey, pays for sex with pennies.
Because you and I both know she'll be sizzling like fajita meat.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought we were in America, where I can pay for sex with change. He's
so
awful,
fucking
but
good.
What
funny.
was his? What was his Russian mail order's bride name? Svetlana.
Svetlana?
Svetlana is your
Yeah.
typical.
So the episode where Master Shake and Carl go halvesies on a Russian mail order bride.
Just that premise alone.
And she doesn't speak like almost any English at all. It's like super minimal, and she just shows up on their doorstep, and they're both outside arguing about whose house she's gonna stay at first. Master Shake is like, she's gonna come over to my place because she's cooking dinner. But it's like, it's Christmas, and they're like, it's our gift to ourselves for being such good boys this year.
I love how like she gets out of the car and she's like, "Oh, are you Mr. Shake?" And she's looking at Carl and he's like, "Oh no, I'm here." And she just like drops all her bags, so she realizes it's a fucking milkshake.
Carl holds out like with the skimpiest like G-string and bikini. He goes, "No, put him on and shake him." And she literally runs inside Carl's house and barricades herself inside and refuses to come out. And they're gonna marry Svetlana.
Right.
Even though she hasn't come outside at all, and Carl's like, "All right, we're gonna do this whole shebang through the wall."
She locks herself in
just say
Meatwad's
Smith
room.
or Jones or something. That don't matter.
Yeah.
She was just yelling angry Russian at him all the time. He was so devastated. He's like, she keeps yelling at me.
She keeps yelling at me like some kind of demon.
He did have a really nice car that they would always fuck up too.
Yeah, it was the Too Wicked, and the one time that the car got fucking crushed, Meatwad decides to take it over. He like buys it from the impound lot as it's like in complete shambles, and Carl's like, "Oh,
no, he didn't buy it from her. He got it from the
it was like one of those
Make-A-Wish
charity-
Foundation.
yeah, it was
He was like,
Make-A-Wish.
"I want a kidney." It's like, well, we're not gonna waste a kidney on a meatball. So how about a broken car? Well, all right.
God, so fucking good. And like the car was called Too Wicked, and Carl's like, "Oh, so that's what you ended up with, Too Wicked." He's like, "Oh, Too Wicked, two more. It's the hot wad." And fucking Meatwad is dumb as shit. He doesn't know how to drive, so he just like pretends he is like, "I'm late for work," and just fucking hops in and gets behind the wheel. And is like,
Oh my gosh.
I just love how Brent has this voice, and I am so jealous because if I could do that, I would be using that voice in the worst places. I'd be going to the drive-thru, just being like, "Yes, where am I?" Or just mess around people.
Oh my god! And we could go on forever about so many individual. Like it's like the Simpsons of our generation, where growing up, I watched a shit ton of The Simpsons, and it was like an everyday thing where you could find some quote from The Simpsons if you knew it well enough that applied to the situation. It is like the South Park thing put it, like, Simpsons did it. They did everything, and this show almost always has something relatable to my everyday life in some way. But the show was so chaotic. Mm-hmm. There's never anything like cohesive. It's just these food products on their random ass everyday life shit, like the things that happen. Aliens from space come visit them, or Carl gets for some reason decides to get a laser grid fence around his house to keep them out of his pool.
With your body now.
Yeah, to keep everyone out of his pool.
The
Thanksgiving Goblox. You don't know who Goblox is. I'll tell you who Goblox is. 10,000 years ago, during the Great Uprising. I just watched that episode earlier today, actually.
So good.
Made from the giblets of a monkey.
Did you guys ever watch the movie, right? You said you just watched the movie, right?
I watched
There's two movies, dude.
There's two
They just came
movies.
out with another one.
Older movie. Okay, the
Yeah.
Oh, the other one's great.
I like your booty, but I'm not gay.
I like your
So
booty.
I like the
but I'm
intro
not gay.
where the cinema where they like it's
Oh,
old school
yeah.
cinema, then all these hardcore candies come in. I think it was
Oh,
candies.
yes.
And they just went hardcore. And it was like it was so cool. I was like, yep,
Dude,
there we go.
Fucking
That-
awesome.
I took my dad. I had to make my dad take me and my brother Mike to that show, and because obviously we were not old enough at the time to go without him. And I remember at that scene, like when the snacks are rocking out, I look over at him and he's just like,
Let's
Like,
all
obviously
go
look
to
of
the
disgust.
lobby. Let's all go. Yeah, I swear to God, there were people like Borat. Like when that movie started, like parents didn't know what it was, and some people just straight up left.
Oh yeah, 100%. My dad wanted to leave. I'm like, no, we're staying.
Dude, it's so fucking
And
good.
we walked out of there, and he was like, "That was the worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my life."
Because it wasn't for you, Dad.
Yeah, Dad, get out of here.
God, you fuck.
Have you guys seen that live action like they did?
They did like some really small like segments that were like they were only like what, like a minute, maybe 30 seconds. They were not long at all, and they were discarded ideas that the two of them did together. They like have an idea for an episode, and they're like, and it just didn't like pan out or something for the
I'm
episode.
pretty sure there's live action one episode with it because they had. I remember watching this as a kid. People would pretend to be Carl and they submit their videos of them pretending to be Carl.
Oh yeah,
and then they actually picked the winner, and he actually played Carl in the episode. Because remember, I forget who Frylock was, but I don't know. Like it was super familiar. Like, he was a famous guy too. So yeah, I remember seeing an episode, and it was like just a shitty ass episode, but it was funny to watch because it was Aqua Teen, and it was just live action Carl, which he actually looked like.
Yeah, I do. I remember. I don't really remember the episode, but I do remember that. So this show is really had a really interesting lifespan. I'll put it that way,
yes.
and we'll get into a little bit of that later. But so these three fucking food products
Detectives.
yeah, so that is the interesting thing. So they started out originally as Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and their whole thing was supposed to be that they would have like to solve crimes and stuff.
Yep.
And that lasted like a whole 2 episodes maybe, and by episode 3 they really like started to hone in on what was cool. Yes, see, I can remember it visually, but I don't remember
showing
shit
something
about
on
it.
his phone.
I'm sure on the live action, like
Oh, that's H. John Benjamin who in the Master Shake.
Yeah. So he actually,
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, fuck yeah, he does look like Carl. I remember that. Oh my god,
That's great.
this show's a fucking iconic. So these protagonists also interact with various villains or other individuals in each episode, and these interactions are often restricted to one episode with minor characters.
T-Pain?
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah, dude.
T-Pain was Frylock? I don't remember this. I feel like my brain just like blacked it out because they're like, this is too cool.
Yeah, it was a special. I don't know if it was ever part of a season.
Sorry, I interrupted.
I think-
I was just like, is that fucking T-Pain?
No,
I
you're
think
good.
season 6, episode 10, they said it was.
Oh, it was season 6? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't make it that far into my rewatch. I mean, I've watched this show a shit ton, but it's really the first 4, maybe 5 seasons that I'm the most familiar with.
Yes.
And there's reasons for that we'll get to a little bit later as we talk about the actual production of the show. So these these like villains and stuff that come in, they do like are recurring sometimes. They do come back up, but they'll, I don't know. The one time that I can really think of that they come back up is when the Moonanites gather.
The Moonanites.
They gather. I have specific information on them, but the Moonanites gather all of the villains together to try to take out the Aqua Teens because they've somehow in some way fucked them over.
And like we use the term villain very lightly because these are just kind of like the guest of the week of like either aliens, monsters, everything in between. Let's see here. 2D alien
Carnivorous
sprites,
tree stump monsters.
carnivorous tree stump monsters, Dirtfoot, hand banana, Mothmen, moth brownies.
Oh my god, No Feet, the elves or the
the
gnomes,
leprechauns.
the leprechaun. Yeah. Holy
You know,
shit.
it's great. Old Drippy.
Old Drippy, yo, hell yeah, dude. Old Drippy was one of the fucking best. So some of these episodes also feature the protagonists interacting with celebrities, historical figures, and professional athletes, which I thought was great. There's a retired professional basketball player who's in the movie, the Plantasm, the new movie that actually just came out November last year. I totally forgot about
I
this
had no idea.
100%. And just, again, doing some research, I was like, wait a minute, why does this say that there was something released in 2022? What the fuck? And I had to go find it. So it's on Vudu. You can rent it there. Or you can also watch the show on HBO, is where I watch this, on HBO Max. So those are your main 2 sources for this, unless you know some other less savory websites that I will choose not to name here on this podcast. So
Yeah, we'll get demonetized.
please monetize us so we can get demonetized. That would be wonderful.
Get it and take it away.
Now, the Moonanites are probably the two most frequently reappearing characters that are two-dimensional
They look like video game, like Tetris / like Galaga.
Like 8-bit characters. They're two-dimensional. They serve as the primary protagonists, wreaking havoc through a series of illegal or destructive actions. The Moonanites appear more than most characters outside the main cast. Other recurring characters have been made appearances like Oglethorpe and Emery, which
Plutonians.
are another two aliens that
German.
show up. Oh yeah, it's a German, yeah.
Yes. So what are those? Are they? I know they're aliens, but are they like?
They're from Pluto.
Are they like sponge aliens? Because they leak secretions from their little points.
It's soap.
Yeah, so that's what I was like. Are they sponge aliens or I don't know?
Yeah, fucking
They wear sweatbands.
They wear
Yeah,
sweatbands. Well, not
sweatbands.
mine. Mine's more of a drool band. Yes.
Because he wears it around his neck because he's so
Right.
he's got a fat neck but a small head.
They have very pointy like ligaments, and Frylock gets beamed up onto their ship one time, and he's asking them about them, and he's like, "Oh, these appendages? Oh, they just squirt out soap." Like he shows them, and some bubbles like shoot out, and he's like, "Okay."
We also have MCP Pants.
Yeah, we got my MCP pants, my schniggies.
He is a rapper who went from spider to cow to worm.
I know him as Sirloin.
To old man.
Oh my god.
He was old man first, I think.
You know
No,
what, I
he was a
didn't
spider
even-
first. He was a
I swear he
spider.
was old man, then he
I'm
turned
pretty
to
sure-
vampire old man.
I'm pretty sure he's a spider,
Yeah.
then a cow, then an old man, then a worm.
Yeah.
Was he a vampire? I swear he was a vampire.
He got bit by a vampire and then died
and died.
immediately.
Yep. Yeah. As the worm, he got smushed by something. That was actually during the episode of the Moonanites regather all the villains.
You're right.
Is when he shows up as the worm. Because so the Moonanites they're so fucking funny. They're like, no, when I state your dumb name, please say here I am, and we'll take that as short for here I am, rock you like a hurricane.
And then we got the cybernetic ghost of Christmas past from the future. He comes back a couple times. He's great. I love him.
in multiple forms, as both like a turkey and as an actual like robot who just kind of looks like he has a duck sort of face.
Yeah, that Thanksgiving episode is one of my favorites of all
Yeah,
time.
dude.
One of the
hands
most
down.
One of the most unfunny lines is the funniest ever. It's from. You can't really hear it that well until you listen, unless you listen for it. You just hear Carl go, "This roll is wet."
Yeah. You can hear him yell that from out the window, and then Frylock. So it's at Thanksgiving, and they got taco pie.
Taco pie.
the fucking turkey is like taco pie was he was like that was outlawed in the year 2097 or some bullshit like that.
29.
Anti-taco disestablishmentarianism, or he says like anti-taco legislation disestablishmentarianism.
Yes.
And oh my god, it's so fucking good. But
So I took all the food coloring I had and just kind of put it in together.
it was supposed to be shit. I don't remember what color it is. Like I was supposed to put in a little food coloring, but it turned brown because I put in all the food coloring. Dear God. So that Thanksgiving episode, real quick before I get to that, before I forget, because that's how my fucking brain works. I'll forget if I don't.
ADD.
Where they're at the Thanksgiving dinner table, and Frylock is trying to say grace, and the entire time Shake is in the background going, "Can you pass the tacos?
Can you pass me the tacos?
Can you pass the tacos?" And Frylock starts to go, "Dear Lord, we want to like thank you for this meal and for our good friends Carl." And Carl's like, "Oh no, do not mention I'm here. The Lord does not need to know that I'm here."
Like, pass me a roll.
He refuses to come inside and eat with them. He's outside their window asking
Yes.
for food.
Yeah, because they ask him, like, what? Did you tell Carl to come inside? Yes, I did. But he told me he wants to take his plate outside where there are witnesses.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just asking, what was the name of that toy that Meatwood had, and he was like trying to kill himself the whole fuck?
Happy Time Harry.
There you go. I
Was
think-
that one?
Happy
No.
Time Harry.
That's the hillbilly, right?
Nope, that was Jigglebilly.
That was Jigaboo. Okay, the other
Yep.
one, yeah, he was wearing like
Come
a,
in,
like a
start
white beater.
jiggling.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. It's time to jiggle.
I don't got cool add-ons. I got these things called action bills.
Yes.
So the episode is they underneath their house they find a mummy who threatens to curse them if they don't do everything that the mummy asks.
Yes.
So they get this mummy out who's just like underneath their in their like crawl space underneath their house making a shit ton of noise, and they unearth the mummy and he's like now inside their house. In the entire episode, Meatwad is just talking about how he wants this doll called Action Frank. He wants an Action Frank doll. So Frylock takes him to the store and sees how expensive Action Frank is, and he's like, "What about this doll, Happy Time Harry? Look at him. He looks cool."
Oh wait, no, I think those are two different episodes.
No, it's Action Frank is the doll that he wants because the mummy's like Action Frank.
Well, yeah, I remember that part, but like I thought the whole episode was like he bought Meatwad this other toy because it was like the cheaper option, and it turned out to be like a drugged up, depressed.
Yeah, Happy Time
guy.
Harry.
Yeah, a guy with a knife.
Yeah.
Was that really the same episode as the Mummy?
I'm pretty sure, because that's the only time Action Frank has ever been brought up. I don't know if he's ever in like another episode. Because the whole time while like this mummy shit is going on, fucking Meatwad is trying to play with this new doll that Frylock got him, but the doll is hella depressed and it's like sentient somehow, and he just constantly keeps saying how he wants to get hella drunk, take a bunch of pills, and just pass out. And he's telling Frylock that the doll is saying all these things. It's like, "Oh, that's cute. Your doll wants little pills and stuff." And he's like, "Here you go. I'll write him like a fake prescription. 100 milligrams of sunshine." And he writes, oh my god! And then. So Frylock sees how depressed this Happy Time Harry doll really is, and decides to go buy him Jigglebilly, which is this other doll who's a hillbilly that all he can do, he's like stuck on this metal post and he can wiggle his hips, but for some reason he comes with night vision goggles.
Yeah.
And Happy Time Harry and Jigglebilly are left alone outside, and Meatwad comes back outside from being inside doing something, and he sees that Jigglebilly has blown his own head off with the musket that he has because Happy Time Harry made him so fucking depressed. Is it a different episode?
It is a different episode. The episode you're talking about with the depressed toy, is called Dumber Dolls.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is Happy Time Harry, but originally Meatwad wants Jigglebilly. But Frylock says, no, you can't have Jigglebilly, he's too expensive. But after the whole Happy Time Harry goes like to complete shit, Frylock's like, fuck it, I'm just going to go buy Jigglebilly for him. The other episode with the mummy is called Love Mummy. So it is two different episodes.
Okay, but yeah, so
That's
like
driving me nuts.
Meatwad's like favorite thing is he loves dolls. He has 3 dolls that he plays with all the time. What is it?
Vanessa, Dewey. Vanessa's an apple with a mustache. Dewey's a
empty paper
towel roll.
Or not paper towel, an empty toilet paper roll.
Yep.
He's
And then,
got a stupid face drawn on him.
and then the man, the myth, the legend,
Boxy Brown.
Boxer Brown.
You guys are forgetting about the best one, Squirrely.
Squirrely, no!
It's like it's
I think that was like one of the first episodes.
Dude, oh my god.
I don't know if it was a doll. This is a dead ass squirrel. You just
Balloonenstein.
Oh, yeah.
Season 1.
Yeah.
Where he creates a stuffed blow up
yeah, because
squirrel.
Master Shake shoves him into a dryer for like a week.
And then,
Yes.
Then he gets like so much static
electricity.
electricity, and he just kills a squirrel and he just hugs it.
Yes, that's right.
No.
Oh my god.
Better let him go. He's starting to smoke.
The fucking episode I watched the other day was it when Frylock decides to move out and Meatwad and Shake are left alone in the house, but they have no fucking idea how to care for themselves. So to generate heat, they start burning styrofoam, and for some reason, Master Shake has a bunch of raw chicken that he just leaves out, and it causes them both to get like really, really sick, and their eyes get like hella puffy.
It's like, I need you to go over to Carl's house and farm us some more dinner. We already ate all those bushes yesterday. That's why the bathroom hurt so bad.
Was he gone for a while? I think he was
Yes.
gone for a few episodes at least.
Well, so that was just that one episode that he was gone for, but during that episode he was gone for like it was something like months. I think so. But he got it. So Frylock gets his own apartment. And for some reason, everybody at the apartment complex wants nothing to do with him because he's a weird floating box of French fries.
Makes sense.
So like he has like this housewarming party, or he has this like house party that he invites people to, and everybody cancels at the last minute, like not coming over. Even people that live at the apartment complex. One guy calls him and he's like, "Hey, buddy, I'd love to come over, but I actually have to get my foot removed." So. Yeah, there's that. Sorry, buddy, I'm not going to be able to make it, and just hangs up. Like, they're just coming up with the dumbest excuses to not show up.
Another guy. Actually, one guy actually does show up, and he's like, "Hey, man, I just want to come up here, just like let you know, like stay away
Yeah,
from like,
he's like,
our
don't come
family
away
and
near
our dog."
me. He's like, don't come near my kids or my wife, or if you could just like stay away. Like it's. Holy shit! The Moonanites show up just so they can steal all of his like fucking all of his food and stuff that he bought.
Yep.
They're there for like 3 seconds. He mentions that he has beer. They're like, "Hold on, we'll be right there." And they just like show up, take all of his beer, and then they leave. Holy shit! We could talk about all these episodes forever, but we've got actually quite a bit of information to cover on this episode. So let's get down into this. So in the show's first 7 seasons, the protagonists live in a suburban neighborhood in South New Jersey. During the 8th season, the location was changed to Seattle, Washington. The Seattle neighborhood appears identical to the protagonist's neighborhood from the first 7 seasons, but each episode begins with the caption Seattle on the bottom of the screen. As of the 9th season, the same neighborhood is in the fictional location of Seattle, New Jersey. Now, it's also important to note that this show went through, I only know of 2 different openings, where it used to open with what was it, Dr. Weird?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
love Dr. Weird.
Dude, he was the fucking best. And Dr. Weird was this crazy science guy who had this like glass dome over his head, and he was just fucking crazy. And he had a lab assistant, and the show would open up with this prior to even like the intro. It would just zoom in on this castle and like a dark stormy night with this creepy like and then it would do, it's like maybe 20-30 second clip of Dr. Weird doing something fucking
weird,
stupid. Like one of the last ones that I remember seeing, he was like, "My anus has decided to eat my own hand." It's his fist up assassin, his assistant's like, okay.
Or behold, Cord.
Oh, hey, Cord. Wow. Just the Cord fucking attacks him.
Yeah, it's like, let the mating begin.
The episode where he unveils, he's like, Dr. Weird says, "I have combined the DNA of a smoked pork chop with that of my roommate Randall." And he opens a door of this grotesque looking pork chop that has like eyes and limbs just kind of crawling out from under this garage door. And he's like, "Come here, Randall, and pay your half of the utilities." And that was it. That's the whole scene. It's like 15 seconds. It's so fucking good.
I love the phone spiders.
Oh,
Steve,
send the phone spiders.
Yeah, because he got a collect call from somebody, or it's a telemarketer.
About, something about installing a deck or a porch or something. Oh,
and then he's
man.
like, "Steve, send the phone spiders," and he like drops these little tiny mechanical spiders in the machine that like travel through the phone line, and then you hear on the other end, "Oh God, spiders!"
Not gonna lie, I wish I had that for telemarketers.
That would be great.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Send the phone spider.
And then it was in season 3 that they switched to Space Cortez, which Space Cortez was about the 2 soapy, spiky aliens, and it would zoom into their like ship and something stupid that would be going on inside of their spaceship.
It'd be like the Plutonians versus the Moonanites.
Yes, all the
great.
time. Oh my God, that was such a good rivalry. Like one of the ones where I think it was, I don't remember which way it goes, whether the Plutonians like order a bunch of pizzas for the Moonanites or some shit, and they have like 1 million pizzas show up. I don't remember how it goes. I remember it was really fucking good. It's been a while
Like, hey,
since
we
I've
don't have
seen
any
that
money,
one.
man. He's like, oh
yeah, and he's
don't?
like, oh man.
Like, this is a lot of pizza.
Wait, was that Mothman that delivered it?
No, I don't think it was
someone
Mothman.
else?
I think it was someone else with the same like voice as Mothman.
I don't
Mothman's
remember.
great.
All right, well, let's get into a little bit.
Yeah,
of
there's
this,
so much to talk about. We can go into this. But
There really is. You want to tell us about some of the production, Phil?
I certainly will. All right, in 1995, Dave Willis had submitted a letter of recommendation, written in crayon and written by an 8-year-old student to Ghost Planet Industries. But this was the humor that the company was looking for at the time. It was during this time working with Space Ghost that he was introduced to Matt. Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
Hell yeah, dude.
As a kid, I never could understand the humor in that show, but as an adult, I think it's hilarious.
I love it. And the Brack Show was another one that was really fucking good.
The Brack Show. God, we could go on forever talking about all this shit.
Yep.
But anyway, the three main characters, Master Shake, Frylock, and...
Ms. Rod,
There you go.
please, Carol.
Were originally created for an episode of Space Ghost Coast to Coast called Baffler Meal, where they were the corporate mascots for the fictional fast food chain Burger Trench. The original versions of the trio were prototypes that resembled the future characters, but both Master Shake and Frylock differed in appearance, personality, and voice from their ultimate design. Their original name, Teen Hunger Force, refers to the squad's mission to conquer world hunger in teens. Baffler Meal went through a number of drafts but was not animated or produced until after the series became popular. Instead, the Space Ghost episode was initially rewritten as Kentucky Nightmare, while the trio, along with Carl, Bertana Nanaluski. Oh my god, that doesn't even... Bertana Nanadeluski. Okay.
Yeah, there's the D is silent.
I bet it is. Debuted in Rabot, the pilot episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. A full season consisting of 16 episodes, including Rabot, was put into production shortly thereafter. The series was one of Adult Swim's most popular shows. It actually was the longest running show in its entire history until it was actually beaten out by Robot Chicken.
Oh, really?
In 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, so it
Robot Chicken's awesome, though.
yeah, but Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Meatwall was originally portrayed as much more depressed and self-deprecating in the original concept of Baffler Meal, and could only transform into an igloo and hot dog due to lack of an animation funding and budget. Frylock was able to float due to their lack of funding, and they couldn't afford a walk cycle.
Yep.
Master Shake's original idea for voice acting was thought to sound like Christopher Walken.
Which I thought would have been hilarious, but
I can see it.
the guy that they brought in to do Master Shake, fuck, I can't remember which. Dana Snyder.
Yeah.
Dana Snyder. So he was just like, they would just like try shit until they found something that fit, basically, like, because they wanted to do a Christopher Walken thing, but they couldn't, like, really, it wasn't hitting right is really what it came down to for some of the line deliveries. And it's great because this whole show, like 80% of the show was ad-libbed. They would write close to nothing, and they would just say shit. They would just say lines and then be like, all right, that line made us laugh, let's keep that one.
I love that. It's like improv.
Yeah, and they would get it down to like 15 minutes an episode, and then they had to shave it down from 15 minutes to 11 and a half to fit it in that time slot. Just so fucking good. I love how improvised this show is. It is amazing.
I can really see it now as an adult, but before, I would have definitely been surprised, but that I love this show so freaking much. In early episodes, the trio identified by Master Shake as the Aqua Teen Hunger Force, which solved crimes for money. After a few episodes, this premise and the characters' use of the name were dropped. The premise was a trick that had been added to appease Cartoon Network executives who didn't want to air a show about food just going around and doing random things. Joke's on them. In the show, Frylock says they stopped fighting crime because that wasn't making us a whole lot of money.
Yes.
Every episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force was written and directed by series creator Dave Willis and Matt Mailaro.
Malaro, yeah. You were
Malaro,
close.
okay. And produced by William Street. Much of the dialogue was supplemented with ad-libs and improvisation by the voice talent, like we were just saying. The show is fully scripted, but ad-libs are included in the final recordings, and the shows are animated to include this improvisation. Many of the crew and cast members formerly worked on Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Definitely can see that. In 2011, for the 8th season, the series title was changed to Aqua Unit Patrol Squad 1. Malero will later explain that he and Willis were getting bored with the former title and wanted to come up with a fresh new opening. And the whole show, just to try it out, you know? Despite the title change, there were virtually no changes to the show's character or tone. In 2012, Malero announced that each subsequent season would have a different series title, making it a running gag. Willis later said that the alternate titles were just an unsuccessful stunt to generate buzz. So I remember this. I swear I read somewhere that the reason why they kept getting new titles was because the show kept getting canceled, and they kept just like bringing it back under a new name just so it would get greenlit, and then they would get canceled again, so it would come back with another title.
You know, I wonder if that, because I remember hearing that too, but I wonder if that was more of just a rumor, because I mean, there's no way somebody at like Adult Swim wouldn't just be like, oh, so it's the same show. Like, there's
yes
no
and no.
way.
Or they said yes and said fuck it.
Yeah, right. Like, I think
Who knows? It could be different. It's the same damn show.
It's the same damn show. Run to your chocolate huts. Like, fucking, there's no way. And I don't know. That's right around the time too where the show started to, I don't know, I kind of started to lose interest in it. And I don't know why exactly. I just feel like the humor wasn't quite there where it used to be. And
I feel like a lot of it just came down to I wasn't able to watch it as easily as before.
Yeah.
And it just, as you got older, you kind of left a lot of things go for a while. But then when I came back to it, I was like, holy crap, they continued with it. They made more and more. And I own seasons 1 through 7 upstairs, but I don't own any of the other stuff because apparently they were either very difficult to get or either never released in Blu-ray or DVD, because I've never seen one before. But essentially, each season that is branded under an alternate title features a different opening sequence, theme music written by different artists. On most television listings and digital download sites, the alternatively titled episodes are formally listed under their alternative titles, not as episodes of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. On most legal digital downloading sites that feature the series, the first 7 seasons are presented as Aqua Teen Hunger Force, while the alternatively titled seasons are listed separately and treated as if they were a completely different one-off series. And those season names, by the way, let's see here, because we had a couple. First we had Aqua Teen Hunger Force, then Aqua Unit Patrol Squad 1, and then 2012, Aqua Something You Know Whatever. Then in 2013, Aqua TV Show.
Aqua TV Show.
And then finally, Aqua Teen Hunger Force Forever in 2015.
Dude, and it's so fun. I fucking love this show. But hey, I think we're like right at the halfway point, so we're gonna take a quick minute here to listen to our partner, and I guess we'll be right back.
Hey guys, Phil here. I want to take a brief break from our episode to talk about our partner, Dubby Energy. Dubby was voted America's tastiest gaming energy drink of 2022. It has nootropics, that healthy stuff, vitamins, we all need those, no sugar, 0 calories, no artificial colors, and no maltodextrin. You know what that is, because I don't. But hey guys, check out their website, dubby.gg. Use our discount code Men of Zen for 10% off your order. Check out some of the new flavors like Dub Sludge, Galaxy Grenade, and Peachin' Beachin' Peachin'. Thank you so much for checking us out. Back to the episode.
Welcome back, guys. Well,
Damn.
Welcome.
yes.
Damn, why are you trying to seduce the audience like that, Aiden?
Hey, welcome, ladies. In case you're wondering, I do have a sexy body.
I will vouch for Brent. He's a solid 25 out of 10.
Is anyone turned on down there? Or? There were monsters, but
It's
don't
not
worry.
that kind of podcast,
I
guys.
scared them away with my nudity.
So I actually started listening to those kind of podcasts, by the way.
Oh,
The nudity ones?
No, the erotica.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, they're actually not too bad. I listen to them on car rides, and it's kind of, it keeps my interest in the road. I'm like,
Dude, I couldn't be doing that, man. I'd be getting to work with a freaking horn going. I'm like,
I've seen you at work, Phil. I wouldn't surprise you.
eyes up here, buddy.
He comes to work with these really tight khaki pants, and you see his bones just sitting around.
Just giving
Sits down
everybody a
and just
show.
pops out.
hold on, I want the neighbors to see this. I call him Goliath.
You got a wheelbarrow or something?
That's why an unnamed coworker hates you. They're jealous.
I knew it.
They're like, I wish my husband had.
Wish my husband was packing that schmeat.
All right.
Oh my god.
All right, well, we'll come back to the. Okay. Voice actors. Okay. So, the main cast of the series consists of Dana Snyder as Master Shake, Carrie Means as Frylock, and the series co-creator Dave Willis as both Meatwad and Carl.
Huh.
As well as, is it pronounced Ignigtok?
Enignock.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is that?
He's
I don't remember.
he's the little pink Moonanite.
Oh, the little sassy one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, put him on the glass.
Yeah, put it on the glass.
It gets pixelated. In addition to the main cast and series co-creator Matt Malero voices and cybernetic Ghost of Christmas Past from the Future. Members of the main cast and Malaria also voiced several minor and one-time characters in addition to their primary roles. All three main characters appear in almost every episode. They are all absent from the season 5 episode Sirens and the season 10 episode Space Caduce.
Is that Space Caduce?
Caduce?
Space Caduce.
Caduce? Okay, one of those. in the season 5 episode Robots Everywhere, Frylock and Master Shake only make a brief unseen speaking cameo while Meatwad is completely absent.
Damn shame.
Voice artist George Lowe has made several appearances throughout the series. Lowe previously starred as Space Ghost in Space Ghost Coast to Ghost and the original incarnation of Cartoon Planet, from which several cast and crew members moved on to work for Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Lowe made his first appearance in Aqua Teen Hunger Force in the season 1 episode Mail Order Bride.
Yeah,
we talked about
that.
Yep.
And he went on to make several other cameos. He had a prominent appearance as himself in the season 4 episode Atena, and reprised for his role Space Ghost for a quick appearance in Aqua Teen Hunger Force : movie film for theaters.
Love it.
So
Lowe is also. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're just real quick. I correct myself. Is the pink one, and Ignot is the bigger green one.
The bigger one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that's what you said earlier. I think you said
right.
earlier was the pink one.
No, we were talking about Enignot because Dave Willis plays Enignot, but which is interesting because Enignot has a much higher pitched voice. I would have thought that Dave would have done that considering he does Meatwad, but I guess I was wrong. I was backwards.
Huh. Okay. Well, Lowe was later considered as a member of the main cast in 2011 during Aqua Unit Patrol Squad 1. He announced the title of each episode and continued to make cameos. Lowe later made another prominent appearance in Aqua Teen's Aqua Something You Know Whatever episode Rocket Horse and Jet Chicken, which I don't recall that episode.
I don't think I watched.
Cool.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of the last 4 seasons. Sadly, I've seen like maybe a handful of episodes.
Yeah,
I've seen like Aqua Unit
I know
Patrol
I've
Squad
seen
1.
them. Like I've watched all of them. I would say I think it was sometime even last year that I went through all of it and just watched it all. But they're not as memorable as the first
they're
few
not.
seasons.
Like the main, like a lot of memorable moments are their first ones. I swear for the other ones, didn't they move to a new neighborhood for those?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Seattle.
Those are the ones where it's literally the same house, but instead of being in New Jersey, they say it's Seattle.
That's right. All right. Series animator C. Martin Croker, known for his interpretation of Zorak in various shows and specials, provided the voice of Dr. Weird and Steve during the cold openings for the first 2 seasons and Alan Part 1.
Holy shit. Oh my god, I didn't realize he did both.
Croker also voiced several birds in the season 7 episode Egg Ball. And let's see, Andy Merrill has portrayed Oglethorpe alongside Mike Schwartz as Emma in several episodes. Merrill also is well known for his Okay, how do you
interpretations?
There you go. Thank you.
Words are hard, guys. Don't ever let people tell you otherwise.
It's a long day at work. It's a Monday. I'm back in several shows and specials, and provided the voice of Merle in Escape from the Leprechaun Palace. Leprechaun Palace? Leprechaun. Is that the one where Carl gets like adopted by them and he gets like
his
tied down or something?
chain and his shoes get taken.
Oh, is that it?
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
I don't know. He gets in a lot of shenanigans. I remember he got his nipples cut off by some ghosts.
Yes.
Oh,
You know,
God.
giant
Yes.
guy.
Or
They used him as a notepad.
fuck,
Yes.
there's the
Sticky note.
episode
Trees.
with Willie Nelson, the spider monster that lives in their attic, who is super
Yes.
unscary until they all go upstairs into the attic to realize that he murders people, but he doesn't think it's murdering. He just thinks that he's drinking juice.
Right.
So
Yep.
like Carl shows up and he's like, "Hey, can I offer you guys anything to drink?" And they're like surrounded by body parts. They're like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, that's all right." And he just turns over to Carl and goes, "Juice!" and rips off both of his arms.
Just drink his
What is
blood.
up with this show and ripping arms off? It
I didn't
happens-
rip them.
It happens all the time. Go back to your
What's up with their
shopping
house?
mall where values are king.
Their house, the attic, and the
Oh,
basement.
yeah, then they like you could hear like everyone
everywhere.
screaming and like they're just
Yeah.
nailing the attic door shut.
Oh god.
Holy shit!
Yep. And then let's see, where was I? One moment, audience.
Yeah.
One moment
Okay.
there.
Never mind, I found where I was. Okay, and the last one. So MC Chris, who has a history of voicing characters in Adult Swim programs, has provided the voice of MC P Pants in several episodes. Chris also provided the voice of 8-year-old Carl in the Cybernetic Ghost of Christmas.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know he did that.
Yes, he did. And let's see. I lost the notes again. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine.
And returned for a musical role in the season 7 episode of 100. After a long absence, Tommy Blacha joined the recurring cast with the introduction of his character, Wongburger. That episode. And the season 4 episode of Dicksode.
Dickisode.
Dickisode.
That was literally the episode that broke the goddamn like
Who wants to
adulthood.
get their dick ripped off?
That well, because there's two different versions. There's one version where it's entirely all censored with like rainbow bars covering
Yes, I remember
every single dick, and there's a lot of dicks in this episode. That's why it's
never
called
saw
Dickisode. And then there's the normal one where it's just like you see every fleshy
Fucking dick,
skin
yeah.
bit that it's
Yeah.
because the episode is all about a giant dick trying to get back to his home planet. The Dickatron
Yep.
with his dick ship, and he's got a
Made
bunch
out
of little
dicks.
testicle minions trying to help him.
Yeah, I remember his little hairs too.
Yep, he's got little
Yes.
hairs.
He's got
Yeah,
glasses.
Oh yeah.
He is King Dick.
He walks around on his nuts, and his he has like they're supposed to be like Asian fast food restaurant workers that all wear
Wongburger.
like the.
What did they do? Was that a lottery thing they did? And for one got the dick ripped off?
Oh,
It
no,
was like
it's-
the McDonald's like rip it and run, like you like peel off the bottom of your cup,
Which is so
And
fucking stupid
One of
in
the
its own
prizes is you get your dick ripped off. And
Which
they
I-
collected those dicks and they built a rocket ship out of dicks to try to fly back to fucking was it Dickatron like you
Yep.
said.
Yeah.
Now, I love the fact that as a kid, I thought it was kind of, I thought it was funny, rip the bottom of the cup. As an adult, I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why would you rip the bottom of your cup when and they would show it in the episode, like they'd rip the bottom of the cup and the soda
drink
would
just-
fall out. When they could just drink the soda and look into their
Yeah.
cup.
I'm surprised you had to be an adult to think about that.
I was not the brightest kid, Brent.
Oh god.
Thanks for pointing it out. Dick.
Shit, I'm dumb too.
Oh yeah. With the exception of Tommy Blancha, the entire recurring cast reprised their roles in Aqua Teen Hunger Force : movie film for theaters.
Great movie.
Yes, various comedians, athletes, and other celebrities have made guest appearances as well. Usually credited for their pseudonyms.
I dig it.
It's so fucking good. There's so much to talk about with
There's
this show.
so much.
So okay, let me look into okay. So I've got tons of shit on the movies that we'll get to at the end. So the theme music, real quick, we'll just fly through a couple of these. Rapper Schoolie D performed the Aqua Teen Hunger Force theme song used in the first 7 seasons, and an extended remix version of the theme was used in the 2007 film adaptation and in the soundtrack for the 2011 video game Saints Row the Third. After a multi-year absence, Schoolie D returned for the season 7 episode of Rabbit Redux? Redo? I never know how to fucking pronounce that word. Is it Redux? I don't know. Performing a different theme song used exclusively in that episode. The special turned into Rabbit Redux featured the exact animation used in the regular intro. Each subsequent season featured a different theme song by a different artist with a different animated intro. The 8th season was written and performed by Josh Homme and Alan Johannes. Schoolie D returned for the season 9 intro for Aqua Teen Something You Know Whatever, writing and performing it with Mariachi El Bronx. The season 10 theme song was composed by Flying Lotus, an artist whose work had been featured in several bumps for Adult Swim. Every episode features an opening sequence, with the rare exceptions of the season 2 episode, the last one, the season 9 episode, The Granite Family, and the season 10 episode, Space Caduce.
Space
Caduce. No, so real quick, like with some of those bumps, I remember something that was really interesting was they were advertising for, I think it was the movie that they were advertising for, and Adult Swim posted like these LED signs of Enignat and like all over. Was it like New York?
Yep. Boston.
Yeah. So they posted these things up all over the place, and a bunch of people were really confused with what they were, and they were getting called in as bomb threats. And it was this advertising campaign that just went to complete shit because people were getting like scared of this stuff, and that's just some of the weird shit that they would do.
Yeah, Turner Broadcasting ended up having to pay the Boston Police Department $2 million in fines to apologize for... Yeah, because basically everything went to shit and everyone was freaking out thinking these were actual bombs.
Yeah. Now this was during like there was like it was in that time in America, the early 2000s, where like bomb threats were kind of a scare that was like happening. That there was like people were more vigilant about those than they are now, where we have entirely different focuses. But bombings and stuff were like the height of some of the most talked about things. So it was just a really bad time for them to do this thing. But it's really weird that like what fucking Karen looks at a neon sign with a couple guys and goes, "Fuck it, it's a bomb there." Like it's
right.
I'm like, I'm sorry, you don't know what Aqua Teen Hunger Force is, lady. It's not my fucking fault.
Swine.
Yeah, god damn. So, like we were talking about earlier with some of the cold openings, during the first 2 seasons, episodes cold opened with a glimpse of the laboratory of Dr. Weird. He and his assistant Steve would use the first several seconds of the show to create monsters, disasters, and various things. In earlier episodes of the first season, the monsters or creations usually form the basis of the plot. But as the crime-fighting element of the program disappeared, the Dr. Weird segment became a non-sequitur opening gag. In the 3rd season, the Dr. Weird openings were replaced with segments from the pilot episode of Space Caduce, an unaired spin-off created by Willis and Malaro. 6 episodes were planned for production, but Adult Swim felt that there was little that could be made into 5 more episodes since all the characters were destroyed at the end of the pilot, despite the parent series being predominantly not canonical. These segments featured the Moonanites and the Plutonians, trading insults, gestures, and practical jokes. The full Space Caduce pilot is available as a special feature on the Volume 4 DVD box set. The Moonanites appear to outsmart the Plutonians for much of the series, including tagging the Plutonian ship and reversing a prank that involved 50 million large pizzas. There we go. Cold openings were eliminated starting with the 4th season premiere, Dirtfoot. A one-off cold opening featuring Dr. Weird and Steve was used once again in the season 8 premiere, Alan Part 1. The cancellation. Phil, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. In 2015, it was announced that Adult Swim had canceled an entirety of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. The cancellation went against the wishes of Willis and Malaro, who first learned about it from animation studio Awesome Inc. halfway through the production of the 11th season. Willis said that Adult Swim president Mike Lazo made the decision to end the series because he was ready to move on from it. That was good for you, buddy, but we weren't.
No.
That explains why they kill him a lot in Robot Chicken. You guys notice that they kill Mike a lot in Robot Chicken?
I wonder why. The double-length episode, The Last One Forever and Ever, for real this time, we fucking mean it, was falsely promoted as the series finale and aired on August 23rd, 2015. The actual series finale was The Greatest Story Ever Told, was quietly released early online on August 26th before airing 4 days later with virtually no advertisement. At the time of its conclusion, Aqua Teen Hunger Force was Adult Swim's longest running original series. And it deserved it. Now, a potential future. During an interview about the series cancellation, Malero said that there are no plans to revive Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but that it could simply return someday. In 2017, Adult Swim was asked why they don't make more episodes, to which they responded, "We might," during a bump. In April 2022, Adult Swim began uploading Aqua Teen Hunger Force shorts under the name Aqua Donk Side Pieces to their YouTube channel.
Yep.
These shorts are often less than 5 minutes and center around the villains in the show, with all original voice actors reprising their roles. Now, there were 2 movies. They were both great. God, there's a 15-year difference between the 2 of them, too.
Yep.
The first movie, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, movie film for theaters, released in 2007. A feature film based on the show Aqua Teen Hunger Force, movie film for theaters, was released on April 13th, 2007. The movie follows the origins of the Aqua Teens, which includes an exercise machine, Neil Peart, and the band Rush, a watermelon slice named Walter Melon, and an appearance by heavy metal band Mastodon in the opening season. They are the ones who did the rocking fruit. That's not fruit. Snacks. That's awesome.
So good.
The film also introduces a 4th Aqua Teen, a chicken nugget named Chicken Biddle, voiced by Bruce Campbell. I remember Chicken Biddle. I completely blacked that out until I just read that.
Man. Oh, do you remember, was it Baby Master Shake? The little tiny
one of my favorite episodes of the, I believe,
Daddy,
4th
Daddy.
season. Let's see here. It was not Part of the Time. It was Ezekiel. One of the last episodes in season 4, Ezekiel. One of my favorite episodes ever. Where he knocks on Carl's door and he's like, "Daddy!" Next door. Jackass. Slams the door in front of him. And then he walks over to Shake, and of course Shake's like, "Oh no, you want that guy next door? Yeah, big fat guy. You have a good day."
They send him back.
Just walking, and all of a sudden and you see Carl with a shotgun pointing it at him. It's like, "Yeah, you better walk." And
Chicken Biddle.
Great thing. Yeah, Chicken Biddle, great thing. The Batonians and the cybernetic ghosts of Christmas past from the future. Reoccurring characters both make an appearance in the movie, as well as the Moonanites, Dr. Weird, MCP Pants, this being his last appearance in the series as well.
Now,
Wow.
the latest movie, Aqua Teen Forever Plantasm. I'd completely forgotten. Like, I remember hearing about this maybe a year ago or so, and I just totally put it out of my mind because I was thinking, man, it's been so long since I've done anything with Aqua Teen. There's no possible way it could be good. But then, of course, we decided to do this episode, and as I'm researching it, I'm like, oh yeah, I fucking forgot about this. So I ended up renting
Nostalgia's
it.
a hell of a drug.
Yes. So, which again, this released in November of 2022. So, in a 2010 interview, staff members of Radical Access stated that a sequel entitled Death Fighter was in production and mentioned the possibility that the film might be made in 3D. When asked if the film was designed for a theatrical release, Radical Access staff member responded yes, but stated, "We're not sure if we have a distributor yet," though this was then followed by the statement that Adult Swim will never make another movie again. By 2014, the script for Death Fighter had been completed and approved. However, Willis indirectly stated that the project was scrapped soon after announcing the show's cancellation. He later mentioned on Reddit that it would cost $3.4 million to produce and expressed interest in doing a Kickstarter to fund it. A new film was confirmed to be in production in May 2021. No other details have been confirmed other than it will be a direct-to-video film. However, on May 12, 2021, Adult Swim confirmed the production of 3 new original films, including a new Aqua Teen Hunger Force film to make exclusive debuts on HBO Max following a physical and VOD release. On November 14th, 2021, it was announced that the film would be released in 2022, and then on May 18th, 2022, it was revealed that the film would be titled Aqua Teen Hunger Force Plantasm. It was changed to Aqua Teen Forever Plantasm. The film was released on Blu-ray, 4K, Ultra HD, and digital on November 8th of 2022.
I need to find me that.
Now, this show takes jabs at all of the modern-day bullshit that goes on now, where the main synopsis is the 3 of of them somehow get involved with a company called Amazon rather than Amazon. And Amazon is run by this short little man named Neil, who's like he's like 2.5 feet, maybe 3 feet tall, and he's got like the bro like pulled back hair. Like I don't know how to do. I don't even know what a Chad.
Does he wear a suit?
So he does. The main synopsis is that was it Frylock no longer lives with Meatwad and Shake. In fact, they've all split ways, and Frylock gets a job working at Amazon. And Neil wants Frylock to develop a machine that makes him taller. Now, it's important that Frylock changed his name to Phoenix. And he doesn't want to go by Frylock anymore. So the whole series, or the whole episode, is about them trying to take down this corporation of Amazon. However, during the entry of the show, I have some stuff to read on my phone that I didn't put in here specifically so I could read it to you guys. At the beginning of the show, I would say maybe 10 minutes in, the Moonanites interrupt the show periodically throughout the movie, just constantly. They'll pause it and make it look as though you've paused the movie, but they'll still be talking on the screen. And one of the very first thing that they do is they give you like one of those like text blah 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 to this number and receive a confirmation text or whatever about this.
Oh yeah.
The Moonanites do this. And so the very first thing that you have to message is you have to message and you can still do this. So text message the number 377-859 and send them the text is demand with so ERRIZDAMAN. And they immediately respond with a text that says, "Welcome to Earl Rules You Drools. Text Y to receive an endless supply of texts about how dumb you are for accepting our texts, or N to no longer receive our aged wisdom. Reply help for help or stop to unsubscribe, blah, blah, blah. Various rates may apply, boo, boo, boo." And then you immediately start getting texts like, "New phone, who dis? The Moonanites, that's who dis. We own your phone. Keep it in your hand and turn your ringer all the way up. We will delete your pathetic movie unless you obey our every command." And then they'll send like GIF images that say like, "Congratulations, we now own your phone."
Oh my god, I remember that.
So then they'll be like, this is not even like 2 minutes after you do this. So you're like 10 minutes into the movie and they go, "Hey, do you want to see the end of the movie where they all die?" Before you answer no, here it is. Oh no, spoiler alert. They send this GIF that just says how it all ends. And it doesn't make any fucking sense because it's the Aqua Teen Hunger Force. After watching the movie, that is how it ends. I'm like, are you fucking like, they legit, and again, immediately after that, they say that's the end of the movie. $3 million just to get to that. The Aqua Teens are dead. They're never coming back. Everyone saw that coming. Here it is again. And they sent the same GIF again. And they're like, "Oh no, spoiler alert. You will probably still watch the movie though. Your remote is too far away and our data suggests that you are sluggish and don't like to move. Are you enjoying the trauma? The messages will never cease unless you opt out. Please don't do that. Your celly is blown up. Our thumbs are immortal and our energy for this powerful exercise is limitless. The veiled and hollow threats continue. The saber rattling builds momentum, but to what? It is for you to ask and for us not to answer. Secrets are kept where humans wept. Commence the cyber attack." And then it says another alert that these it sends you these fake alerts that makes it seem like like someone charged your credit card. So it says, "Alert, please verify these charges to your credit card. Where? Pizzapotamus, amount 99 cents. And then it says, "Where?" At the Moon Mart, amount 99 cents. And then where? The Lunar Domination Unlimited, the Moon Rules #1 LLC, amount $34,999.99. Did you authorize this activity? It doesn't matter. We authorized it. Thanks for all the stuff. That's right. We have your credit card info, and the plastic in your wallet is worthless. Point your camera at your face. We're harvesting your data so we can send you targeted ads and make big money off your mistake today. We've already learned so much about your wants and desires. This is what we know about you. Your intelligence is low to middling. You have almost no disposable income, which you routinely waste on your dumb hobbies and vices. Your personality is not good, and you have the world's largest collections of pre-owned refurbished butt plugs hidden away in a box under the bed that says personal. Your collection is massive, and your loved one has no idea. What would you pay to keep this secret? How much is your dignity worth to you? We will kink shame you all day. Prepare for the targeted butt plug ads. so you might expand your secret collection. And this goes on like into the next day. Like they kept sending me shit. Like that feeling when they released Plantasm on Blu-ray, but you streamed it and it has them like doing the Simpsons thing, backing into the bush. Oh my god, it's so fucking hilarious. There's so much more. Oh my god, like I didn't realize how much more there is. It's ludicrous. It's
You're
so
still
fucking
getting
good.
it, or
No, it stopped. It stopped yesterday finally, but like yesterday morning, it was like a solid 12-15 hour span that I was still getting these
they're
messages.
just
Like,
spamming you?
yes, oh my god, it was
That's awesome.
Amazing.
It was fucking awesome. I'm so glad I decided to do it. Like I was like, nah, there's no way they wouldn't really. And I was like, well, they might be the
Maybe.
guys to really do that. And they super fucking did. Oh my god, it's a fucking amazing show. It just from the creator of a man that said he used to just sit down in a room full of leaves that he raked up in the middle of a store and throw the dead leaves into like a fan just to see what happens. Like in like one of those big like metal fucking sitting stands, he would just throw. That was fucking like one of Dave's just weird fucking shits that he did. He was a weird dude. So Dave actually, when he first started, he mentioned that he started writing script for I think it was for Space Ghost or maybe something else before that. But he said at first he was just like a camera operating guy, and what he would do is he kind of just started weaseling his way into like making friends with the directors and writers and stuff, and then he would just kind of start coming up with things that he thought would be funny and submit them like little like script ideas. And before long he just kind of became a guy that even like the directors and stuff would start asking questions and like want his opinion or want his ideas and stuff. And he literally, like, without going to any without actually applying for anything, he just weaseled his way into becoming a writer just by being a nice guy behind the scenes coming up with ideas. I don't know, it's fucking great. Proof that you can do anything. Teamwork makes the dream work.
There you go. I love it.
Oh shit. Well, I don't have anything else for this show personally. Do you guys have anything else that you want to add on to this before we finish up for time? I know this episode went by fast.
Right. I got a couple fun facts for you.
Yeah.
That weren't covered in the notes you left. Dana Snyder became Master Shake thanks to 2 drunken voicemails. Apparently, after a night out enjoying some adult beverages with a friend, Snyder followed Dave Willis's direction and left his audition on his voicemail. Willis loved what he heard, but accidentally erased it and needed to play it for his boss. When Snyder tried it again sober, it didn't have the same effect for Willis. So Snyder repeated his drunken night out, recorded it at 3 a.m., and the next morning he won the part.
Nice.
I can totally understand that. We talked about the space task being a failed plot. Understandable. It was funny, but like not one I don't think I could have watched the whole show on.
Yeah, no, 100%. It needed to be. Those shorts were perfect.
Right, absolutely. Apparently there was an episode about the Boston incident that was even produced but never aired.
Oh, really?
Yep, which understandable. Let's see here. Apparently on Adult Swim, I remember this actually. In 2007, on April Fool's, Adult Swim ran the entirety of the first Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie on Adult Swim all day. But what they did was they condensed it to a tiny little square on the right of their, like on the bottom right hand corner. And it was muted, but their other shows would be playing at the same time.
Yep.
So technically, the movie was there to watch, but you couldn't see it.
It was like unwatchable.
Yeah, it was unwatchable. That would be pretty funny.
These guys are fucking mad geniuses. They're
right?
so good.
These guys they knew. They absolutely knew what's going on. Apparently, there was also a fifth Aqua teen known as Napkin Lad. Who was shown off in one of the later series. Essentially, here's the origin of him. Napkin Lad originated in Space Ghost Coast to Coast episode Baffler Meal. He ended up being killed at the end by getting water poured on him. However, he was scrapped. Todd Hansen pitched this character during the development of Baffler Meal. They said in the commentary, they kept politely saying, "I don't know if we want to go that way with it." He was meant to have a cheery attitude and was to promote cleanliness.
Wow.
Apparently, okay, just close your eyes. Imagine this, if you will. I'm going to set the scene. Napkin Lad is in the last dance for Napkin Lad as a spy. So he did actually make it into the series in an episode, Last Dance for Napkin Lad. He is a spy. A flashback shows Frylock and Napkin Lad somewhere in the Middle East, with Napkin Lad tied up. Frylock then fakes an ambush and hands Napkin Lad over to Carl and a group of skeletons. Later, Carl pursues Meatwad and Frylock in Too Wicked, accompanied by Napkin Lad, who has secretly been working with Carl all along.
Oh, really?
A car chase ensues, and Meatwad eventually drives off a cliff into the ocean. Napkin Lad thinks that the Aqua Teens didn't survive, but the cart turns into a submarine, as does Too Wicked. The chase continues underwater. Frylock pulls a gun on Meatwad, meaning he actually was a double agent. But Frylock discovers that he was betrayed by Carl, who helped fake Napkin Lad's death, while Frylock was out buying blue jeans. Meatwad then escapes the cart before crashes into a reef, killing Frylock. Seeing this, Carl then shoots Napkin Lad, saying, "You've seen too much, and you know too little." This causes Too Wicked to explode. So that is essentially the plot of Last Dance for Napkin Lad.
Jesus Christ, I've never heard of that. That's ridiculous.
Jesus Christ.
So, Google has this show currently rated at a 4.8, which it so damn well deserves. Like, I don't want to, again, I'm not the type to give something a perfect score, but goddamn, this show is so good. And one of the shorter 5-star reviews written a couple years ago by Alexander Olivius says, "My name is..." This show is a masterpiece. It's probably one of the nicest looking shows I've seen on Adult Swim. The plots are stupid, but in a good way. The main characters and villains are memorable and charming. The villains, in my opinion, are the best part of the show. The voice acting is incredible. I really like the way how Dave Willis does Meatwad's voice, and boy, it's a trip. I recommend watching seasons 2 and 3, since that's when the series gets really good, which he's not wrong.
Season 3 definitely was a great turning point with episodes like Video Ouija, Unremarkable Voyage,
Spirits,
Gee Whiz,
who haunt this house,
Shirt of the Living Dead.
Yep.
Then we had like Diet, Moonmaster. But season 4 for me personally is probably my favorite because we have episodes like Dirtfoot, Boost Mobile, Dickisode, Hand Banana, Global Grilling, Grim Reaper Gutters, Ezekiel. Just so many good episodes.
See, I agree with Alexander. I think 2 and 3 were the most memorable ones for me. It just had so many fucking good episodes. I'm not even gonna go through and name them, but damn,
Superhero.
They're there.
Boy, Super Bowl.
Oh yeah! Congratulations, consumer! You just won 2 tickets to the Super Bowl. When the fucking Meatwad wins a couple of tickets to the Super Bowl while eating a bag of enchiladitos, they're like their brand of Doritos chips. And Master Shake and Carl fight over pretending to be Meatwad's best friend the entire episode, trying to get one of them to be taken with him to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
It's just so.
And then he ends up taking Boxy Brown, his new friend, and then turns out he didn't even go to the Super Bowl. He went to a fucking farm.
Yep. That was a hen, Hizzy. Holy shit. And then the other thing, actually, I wanted to bring up, because this guy...
the Brood Witch.
Alexander... the Brood Witch. Made with 666 different kinds of meat from animals that have maggots for blood. Is that mustard?
Yeah.
Dijon mustard.
I don't taste bacon. Bacon is extra. Call this a sandwich and have no bacon?
The Brood Witch can't be taken apart, and he's like, "Are those tomatoes? Sun-dried tomatoes. Yuck, gross. No thanks."
You can't take it apart. Well, I did, because it was nasty.
God
Well,
damn.
now you gotta eat them. No.
So, in one of these interviews, they state that the show was made entirely using Photoshop, and then all they did was make still images and then basically take screenshots of those still images and compile them into a video editor. Nothing was ever like drawn or actually like animated. It was just scene by scene, moving these parts and pieces around using different layers in how Photoshop works. If you know anything about Photoshop or editing programs, it's crazy. I never really even thought about that Photoshop would be used to make a show like that. But now that I see it, I'm like, oh damn, I know Photoshop. Fuck, I could make something. So, I wonder what I could do. I've never thought about that. It's so good. It's brilliant. Now I wonder, is there a 1-star? There are no 1-star reviews.
Fucked.
What about 2? There are no 2-star reviews. 3.
Yeah.
There are no 3-star reviews. There are 4. There has to be. No, 4. What? Okay, that doesn't make no sense.
Yeah, I was going to say, it has to bring down the average somewhere.
4.8. Yeah, literally only 5. There's only 5-star reviews.
Man, Google can't even get their averages right.
Oh my god.
One other thing this show did was give us some amazing games like The Legend of Soltar.
Oh, yes.
And one of my favorite games of all time.
Clam Digger.
Yeah, Brent, tell us about Clam Digger.
Oh, you're gonna love this, boys. Clam Digger. It's where you go grab your bucket and your shovel, and you race on down to the beach, and the whole object of the game is to find parking.
No, Clam Digger. But it's a hard game.
That was a video game console called the Oogie McTaj, made by an immortal caveman who was given a computer by Frylock that was accidentally sent back in time to where this caveman found the computer, and the computer gave him secrets to long life and like hygienics and just all sorts of shit. And then he lives long enough to see the Aqua Teens in their current year, where he develops a video game system that basically takes over like the Xbox and PlayStation. It's like the most popular console ever. Fucking crazy. I love this show. You have to see this. It is the epitome of early 2000s just kind of random ass humor. Like it is so incredibly random. And again, it's like one of those perfect ADHD shows where it was so fucking random that like everything was constantly enticing. There was never a dull moment. The action and the pacing of the show was super fast because they only had 11 minutes to get all of this story in, and it's just a beautiful piece of work. And I hope that they continue like making or doing something with this franchise forever until the rest of our days. Like I just hope it sticks around because it's gonna be with me forever. So there we go.
Feel that.
Aiden, do you have any last remarks on the show? You got nothing?
What's a character or an episode that sticks out to you?
Tonight, you.
Yes, that's one of my favorite episodes. Hand Banana.
Feels good in tonight. He doesn't know, but it's night.
Tonight, you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna rape you. The whole fucking episode is just goddamn ridiculous with this. They get like some sort of
Create your own dog software.
Yeah, it was like they make their own dog, and this dog for some reason wants to specifically like rape Carl.
I think Carl's hair got into it.
No, it was
so there's
Carl's
a second
pool.
one.
It's the second one?
Yeah,
Okay.
Carl makes his own, and the dog comes out looking almost exactly like Carl for some reason, and also the dog has some really weird connection to Carl, and he's like, I don't know why, but I kind of want to rape you.
And then Frylock reads the box, and they're like, you should never try to make your own dog. This software is banned in 35 countries. And then Shake, it looks like Shake is like bouncing up and down in the window watching this. You hear Carl just be like, "Oh God, no spaghetti! No, I'm your daddy! No, no!" And Frylock's like, "Shake, get a room." Shake says, "I don't have a room." Little stuff like that. Just watch this show. You're not going to be. Now, this show, I will admit, some people might not enjoy it because the humor is everywhere.
If they don't, fuck you.
Fuck
you. If they don't like this show, fuck off.
It's comedy. Just laugh. Try not to let it get to you. Just enjoy it. Laugh. Have fun. Be goofy. Aqua Teen.
That's how it is. Well, hey, I want to thank everybody for listening to our wonderful podcast here. You can check out more of our social media sites on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, which we are never on anymore. And those are really like the main three. Or you can also check out our Patreon at patreon.com/themenofzen. We're $3 a month. You can get bonus episodes. Please subscribe to that. That'd be wonderful. We would love to make more additional content for you guys if you want to listen to more of our show. But I think that's going to do it for us here at the Men of Zen. So once again, my name is Brent.
I'm Phil.
I'm surprised you didn't say Phil Lock.
I thought about it, but then I couldn't do it the last second.
I'm Aiden.
And I'm Luke Wad. This has been the Men of Zen. Stay Zen.
Number one in the hood, G.